That's absolutely right. Now, it seems that the main focus is trying to build some goodwill between Israel and Hamas. We know that efforts have been underway to try and reach this kind of ceasefire deal, this temporary ceasefire deal, for months now, but they've seen a number of obstacles and challenges to their ability to push through any kind of diplomatic resolution that would see a pause in fighting. Hamas continues to demand that there is a complete withdrawal of all Israeli forces from inside the area of the Gaza Strip, as well as the return of displaced Palestinians to their homes in the north. But this has been a key problem for Israel, who continues to maintain that there will be no ceasefire until all of the hostages are released, and until they will not end the operation and the military campaign in Gaza until Hamas is completely eliminated inside the Gaza Strip. So it seems like now that the efforts from negotiators is trying to at least create a temporary pause, even if it's just for between 1 to 3 days, that would allow some time between the two to temporary pause in fighting. One of the key issues to these hostage deals also in the talks in recent weeks from reports that we've heard coming out is that one of the sticking points is that Israel has demanded a list of all the hostages to know the condition of the remaining 134 hostages who are held inside the Gaza Strip, and Hamas until now has been unable to provide such lists. So it is possible also that this temporary pause of just a few days would be enough time for Hamas to try and reconvene, to tap into all the different groups, because Hamas is not the only group who's holding Israeli hostages, and they're arguing that while the fighting is ongoing, they're unable to access and to contact all of the different locations and people where they believe hostages are held. For right now, Hamas is saying they simply don't know what the condition of all the hostages is.
Now, speaking of the military operation in Gaza, what's the latest on the ground over there?
The fighting is still continuing. The primary focus of the military continues to be in the Khan Yunis area. We continue to see the military operating specifically also in this Hamad corridor. This is an area inside Khan Yunis where there have been fierce fights over the past couple days. The IDF worked to eliminate a number of terrorists yesterday, saying they also arrested and detained a number of terrorist suspects in the course of the fighting there. The IDF also said that it was working to facilitate the evacuation of some civilians from this area. Of course, this is an area that we've seen fighting for months now, but we have really seen the pressure being upped by the Israeli military as it does continue to move further south. And even further south in Khan Yunis, we have heard reports of intensive Israeli airstrikes, especially also in the area of Rafah. The operation has not in force began in Rafah. Of course, this is also the crux of the current ceasefire negotiations to try and push this deal through before that Rafah operation begins. But we have seen an increase in frequency in the intensity of Israeli airstrikes there, with a number killed overnight, according to Palestinian reports. Also in the northern part of the Gaza Strip, we do continue to see intense fighting returning to this area. We have seen Hamas returning to parts of the northern Gaza Strip that the IDF said it had cleared months ago, but we have seen that resumption of fighting. We can hear Israeli artillery from our area as well as Israeli airstrikes throughout the morning.